Hey there, today we're going to have a long video as we're going to look at the 4 new Yukata Pleiades units. The 4 units out right now are Yuri, Shizu, Soultion, and Entoma. First up is Yuri. She once again makes an appearance as a tank. This time she is a technique unit instead of power. Her stats are pretty close to tanks like Nazarick Albedo and Summer Solution, giving her decent tank stats, though she is a bit slower than most other tanks. Her first skill is a single target damage skill for free MP that cuts attack by 50%. It's a really decent skill, matching Summer Shizu's attack cut. It's a nice option, but adds another thing to juggle MP usage on this unit. Her second skill is a free MP self heal for 4680, which is also nice. Her last skill is her bread and butter taunt skill, which is a free MP taunt that gives 2 stacks of self immune to physical damage, and her passives are a free turn taunt, like Christmas Sebas's, and a solid 10% physical defense up. While her overdrive gives a nice regen for free turns, while doing damage to a single enemy. Next up is Shizu. She is a hard attacker with average stats all around, but not really excelling in any category. Her first skill is a free MP single dark attack with some defense shred, not bad against enemies who are weak to dark, but not that much use outside of that. Second skill is a 50% dark buff and a 35% physical attack buff for herself for 2 MP. And her last skill is a 3 MP single target skill with a 51% seal chance. Overall, her skills are really lacking for a single target attacker. Would mainly use her for her first skill, while the other two will mainly go untouched outside of super rare circumstances. Her passives are a 10% physical attack and 5% speed boost, both good for her, but nothing special, while her overdrive is a single target damage with 30% defense shred. The third unit we are looking into is Soultion. She is the newest healer we have in the game, while also being technical. She is one of the bulkier healers, having some of the best HP and defenses in the healer pool, only really losing out to Nazarick Loop. Her first skill is a 5 MP AoE heal, that is the second best AoE heal in the game, while her second skill is a 2 MP buff for one ally, making them tankier by giving them 30% defense and 5% damage reduction. Her last skill is her single target heal for 4 MP with an added paralysis removal as well. Her passives are a 20% HP recovery up and a 10% physical defense up. Not much more to be said. The recovery fits well with regen relics and her AoE heal, and the defense helps her survivability. Her overdrive is an AoE damage type, which lowers the enemy's evasion by 2 levels for 3 turns. Last but not least, maybe, is Entoma. She is a speed enhancer, sporting average stats like Kyohoku and Victim. She has a generic killer skill as her first skill, being 3 MP and for humanoids. Second skill is a party attack up by 35%, including a hit up plus 1 as well. And her last skill is a single target damage debuff that drops the enemy's hit and evasion by 1, while also lowering defenses by 10% as well. Her passives are a 5% speed up and a 10% magic attack up. Speed is nice, but rather have more defensive passives over the 10% attack. And her overdrive is a AoE damage with a 54% paralysis chance attached to it. It synergizes with her hit up skill. Besides that, it's pretty average. Okay, so a quick rundown of unit rankings. Both Yuri and Soultion are A tier. Both of them very much mimic S tier units, but are just worse. While Shizu and Entoma are B tier, not really living up to the potential of their Nazarick Festival forms, being pretty meh in their new roles. Yuri is generally a worse tank Ein stat-wise and skill-wise due to only having a 2-hit shield to Ein's 4-hit, on top of the fact that his is a 80% reduction against all damage types, while Yuri can only block 2 physical attacks completely. Soultion also suffers from being a worse Nazarick Festival loop with a similar AoE heal, but without damage, and a worse single target heal and similar passives. Shizu's whole kit boils down to being a dark attacker that is a heart typing, which is a bit awkward, but not the worst. This just leaves her closer to a generic single target attacker that just lacks any oomph, such as strong multi-hits, nor doubling down on type advantages. Entoma's skills are not the worst, but leave her much to be desired. Her party buff is a nice, being a better hit-up skill than Kyohoku's, but it is still a very niche skill. Her killer skill you can most likely just look past, while her debuff is nice, It would be a lot better if it was an AoE one instead. That's it, we're done. Let me know if you guys like the longer video formats or not in the description below. Thanks for making it to the end and for watching. Peace.